Hey folks, welcome back to Harris Family Homestead. It's a nice day today. All that rain that come through and everything like that. We had a couple of pretty good storms. Nothing too crazy. A bunch of hail come in on a couple of days while I was at work, so that was pretty interesting. But a little update on the garden. It is flourishing. We had all that rain and everything, so yeah, they've really started to take off here. I'll kind of show you guys a little bit. Got tomato plants there. They're looking pretty good. This batch right here really popped off, started growing pretty good. So over here we got some couple of tomatoes in there. Have to dig through all this, see if we got any others. Got a little one there. So they're starting. They're going pretty good. There's some more tomatoes right there. So yeah, tomatoes are looking pretty good. They're going really decently right now. Our peppers, well, I don't know what's going on with this one. We got ants. That's always fun. Need to get some stuff in here on these peppers. This one looks like it's about ready. But that one's doing pretty good. For whatever reason, they've started attacking this one. I don't like that. Looks like I've already lost one pepper. They're tearing into the other one, so that's not good. We'll need to get some stuff on this or something. Try to find something. We've used Sevin Dust in the past, but trying to go away from some of that. But you know, hey, I've heard apple cider vinegar and some other deals to spray on there to kind of keep bugs and stuff like that out of there. And okay, hey, look at there. Bunch of tomatoes on that one. I don't know if you can really see it, but yeah, I'm off for the next couple of days, so we got some stuff that I'm gonna try to get done around here. Got this area kind of cleared up for the most part with the regular weed eater head, so I'm gonna try that little brush head. I'll show you guys that here in a minute. Show you why I'm kind of like a little sketchy. So we'll holler at y'all here in a little bit. All right, we're back. We're in the what I call the work trailer. It is a work in progress. Let's just say that. It's kind of it's a catch-all for right now. I need to get in here and organize and get stuff set up, and like I've got some flooring, and neighbor gave me some of this whenever I was trying to build nesting boxes for the chickens before they got taken out by some raccoons. Back there in the back, as you can tell, like I said, it's all kind of messed up, but back there is where the chicken coop was. So we're trying to figure that out. We're working on that, and then if you could believe me, all that was organized at one point, but we started moving stuff around, and I was like, I'll just put it in there. So that's kind of how it happened. But to what I was wanting to talk to you guys about. So I got this little head here. Whenever it comes on, it spins out. It works really good. I really like it. I finally got some new blades for it. The old ones, I tore the fire out of it. But let's move the weed eater real quick. But this head here is what I'm going to try to use on the backyard. Like I said, it's a little bit intimidating. I don't have a guard for it, which I think I can makeshift the guard on there. So I may have to do that. but we're gonna try that out and see how well that works. Hoping it works really well. I got some plumbing stuff I gotta do. Don't really want to show you guys that because that leads into my septic. So I got a pipe that leads into my septic that's keeps popping off every so often, so I'm having to rig that up. I cut it too short is all it was. Thought I got it fixed the last time and I didn't, and went out there and checked on it today, and it's hanging out by probably good ½ inch or so. So, you know, can't really use your thumb or your finger to measure. I'm like, oh yeah, that's about close. So we're gonna get that fixed today. I'm just kind of postponing that a little bit, and then my goal is, while I'm off, is take care of the backyard there, get rid of all much of that brush as I can, and then try to clean up some of these cinder blocks and stuff that's just been scattered out and through. You seen the trash? That's raccoons. Before I got that trash can, we were just throwing it in the back of my truck, and then I'd take it to the dumpster. Well, sometimes I'd forget, because I'd get up in the morning and go to work, and bags would be laid over, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, but I ain't got no trash today. Not really looking. So, long story short, I got a bunch of little trash I need to clean up and take care of. Try not to make it look so trashy around here, trying to, you know, slowly make it look better. But yeah, we'll keep you guys posted on everything that we're going to be doing while I'm off and stuff, and hoping I can talk to my neighbor and this weekend. And I think we're supposed to get some more rain, so if I can get him over here with this tractor and move my raised garden beds up over to that area, then I'll be pretty happy. It'll give us a lot more room up front here to kind of plan for future activities, I guess you would say. But yeah, we'll just kind of keep you guys posted and see how everything goes. And oh yeah, on the garden, I should show y'all, our cucumbers started sprouting up pretty good, and they started flowering, so they're looking pretty good there. So trying to get them to where they'll vine out. And while I was cleaning up some stuff, I got this old table in the back, see if my neighbor can find any use for that. Found some more of this wire stuff for the tomato plants and stuff. So I found three of them. I dug out 2 of them so far and put those on with the tomatoes. So I was like, cool. I knew I had some, but I had no idea where they was. It wasn't until I started cleaning and finally found some stuff. But we'll holler at y'all later. And again, like and subscribe down below. Comment, you know, just like I said, just let me know what y'all wanting to see. This is starting to become kind of fun. But we'll holler at y'all later. Well, we're back again. We got to talk to my neighbor. They built a porch over there for his son, so they were like, yeah, actually he could use a table. So it was right in the price range of free. So, you know, we got that out of there. Talked with them for a little while. They seem to be doing pretty good, so that's always a plus. I don't know if y'all seen it earlier or not, whenever, or in my other videos, I had a bunch of stuff on the porch. I still got some stuff on the porch, but we had like 2 cabinets on there that we had gotten from a neighbor. We turned one of them into a kitchen island, and the other 2 we didn't have a lot of room, trying to figure out what we was gonna do with those, and we was moving some stuff. And so they'd been sitting out on the porch, so we got those moved and got those put out here into the work trailer. This is one of them here. It's just like a little kitchen cabinet, nothing real fancy. I got that moved out here and moved some stuff around so that way I could actually walk in here, but that's gonna be, you know, like I said before, it's a project out here, so slowly working on that. I need to figure out what we're gonna keep and what we're gonna toss, because some of it we had a plan for at the beginning, and then as we went along, it just kind of just sat there. So, you know, if we're gonna use it, we'll use it. If not, you know, let's just get rid of it. So that's gonna be a little bit bigger project than intended, but once I get it done, it'll be pretty good. And we already got, you see that booger right there? See? Oh, where'd he go? Alright, yeah, we got wasps. It's they're a nuisance. But now I told you when I was cleaning up a little bit, I found some of those little wire cages for the tomatoes. Well, once again, while you're cleaning, you tend to find stuff. I had some sawhorses. Completely forgot I had them. They were tucked back over here in the corner, and I was moving these cabinets around, and I come out here and turned around, and I was like, oh, hey, look at that. Got some sawhorses. Would have been nice to remember that I had that whenever I was building them stairs, instead of sitting on the ground trying to cut everything. So always look around and make sure that you got what you need. I've been kind of looking around at seeing some stuff that I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I had that. I just got to get out here and get it all organized. So I think I had a couple of plans of if I was going to do the outside or in here. I think it's going to be just a mixture of both, honestly. Get this in here kind of set up and ready, and then I got 3 or 4 things out here that need to come inside, because they just don't need to be outside no more. I got a ladder out there, and our fishing poles from the other day when we went fishing, I need to get those set up in here a little bit. Like I said, this whole thing, you can kind of see it's, you know, we got old insulation and, you know, semi new built wall. We was gonna, when we got this, we was gonna turn it into, we were just gonna gut it and then just put in new stuff and make it our house. As I got further into it, I was like, oh no, this is going to cost a lot more money, and I ain't about that. So I was like, I'd have to tear all this whole thing down to make it livable. And so that's when we decided to get the tiny house. So some of it was about a little ways into it, really, when we started. So, you know, I got an electrical panel out here, so that's a plus. I've got electric out here. I've got the panel off right now, but so whenever I do get this turned into my work trailer and, you know, little shop / shed, I don't have to worry about running electric. I've already got it out here. It's just a matter of putting plugs. But yeah, that's kind of the progress right now. I'm slowly picking away at it, so we'll eventually get there in due time, as they say. One of my other projects that's going to be getting some better stairs for this thing, or I thought about a ramp, but if it rains or snows, that's going to be really fun to get up and down. But yeah, I just got some cinder blocks. You know, I've got a vast variety of cinder blocks, so that's another thing of trying to, how many times do I want to move these? I got those piled up right there. Like I said, it's just, we're getting there. I just don't know where I'm going to start next, so we'll keep you updated as we keep going through this one and see how it progresses. But we'll holler at y'all later. Hey folks, we're back again. We're on day 2 of being off, so we're going to try out this head, see how well it works. I'm still kind of a little nervous about it. We're going to see what we can do about all that fun stuff over here. It doesn't look, there's just certain areas that need to really be taken down quite a bit. This whole section here, and a little bit down that way. So hopefully I can get it cleared out. I know the deer like to kind of come through where it's a little sunny right there. They like to come through there and back down here in this. It kind of goes into a ravine right here. But we'll see how that goes. Like I said, I'm a little nervous. I'm hoping that this thing will hold up, and fingers crossed, no emergency room visits. That's all we don't want. So we'll tie in with you guys here in a little bit and see how well this thing goes. We're hoping for very promising things. So we'll tie back in with y'all here in a little bit. Okay, so trying to head out for a little bit. Not the greatest head in the world. It'll work, but I've got to get the spacing in there a little bit better. It kept just spinning. It took out a couple little things, but we're gonna put it on this new, this other one. See how well it does. So we'll get back with y'all here in a little bit. Well, putting a new head on made a world of difference. I just didn't realize how much thorns are in this thing. These things are tearing me up. So it's going to take a little bit to get through some of this. I'm going to try to... This taller stuff is kicking my butt right now. Got a couple thorns in me that feel quite pleasant. But yeah, I'm gonna see how far I can tackle into this thing, and we'll tie back in with y'all. Hopefully I'll see a good progress report at the end of this. So we'll tie back in with y'all in a little bit. I think my phone's about to go dead, so we'll tie back in here in a little bit and see how far I got along. So we'll see y'all in a little bit. All right, we're back again. Getting kind of tore up by these thorns. Kind of see I got some battle wounds from there. Even though it looks like a lot of that's still standing, it's just so thick. It's probably a little over half of that's actually cut down. It's just so thick. I need to get a little bit thicker gloves and get in there and actually rip all that stuff out of there. Same thing with this over here. It's all down. I need to get a rake and start raking all that up. I think a portion of that's going to be a tomorrow thing. Like I said, it's been a pain back there for sure. A lot of hurting and a lot of yelling as far as stuff poking me and everything like that, but we're making some headway over there. I need to go over there and clear out a little bit more for the garden. Need to get over there and talk to my neighbor today. They was out working on stuff, so I was trying not to bug them too much, but yeah, we're making a little bit of progress. It's starting to get warmer out here now, which is a plus. Wind's blowing a little bit. Wish it was just a little bit more wind and make it feel even better out here, but made some progress, so that's a plus. I keep saying I'm gonna make progress, and I definitely did. I'm gonna give the weed eater a break for a little bit, and pretty much full throttle through that entire thing. So tried to get some decent video of me doing that, but I haven't gotten a tripod yet. I looked at one. It was pretty cool looking. So I'm hoping in the next week or two I can pick that up. I told Shane that when I get it, I was gonna show him it. But yeah, that way I can get some better videos and stuff like that. It's kind of been by myself out here, so trying to rig that thing up in certain areas is a little rough because I'll turn around and it's pointing towards the sky. So, but that's where we're at right now. Like I said, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break, see if my neighbors are still out. Not sure what time it is, so they may be taking a little bit of a lunch break. Get over there and talk to them, see if he could come over sometime and just move those. It won't take him 10 minutes to move all this stuff, so, but we'll holler at y'all here after a while. All right, well, we went and talked to the neighbors, just got back a little bit ago. Of course, I was interrupted their lunch a little bit, but they just got done putting some water in the holes that they dug out. They're building a little lean-to over there for some of their firewood, and I think their grandson said something about he was wanting to get like a little mill deal over there, start milling up some wood and stuff like that. So he said that he was gonna finish his lunch and then he was gonna come over and start moving everything for me, which is pretty cool. It's good to have neighbors like that are willing to help and stuff like that. You don't see that too often, but country folks generally like to help each other out and everything. So got to see his son. Hadn't seen his son in, oh man, we were sitting there talking probably a year, and they live right there. They're just he's always busy and stuff like that, so got to talk with him for a little bit, so that was good. So right now we're just kind of taking a good little break, waiting on him to show up, kind of trying to figure out. I have an idea how I want it set up, but I've got 2, 4, 6, 8. I got like 10 of these little raised garden beds. So trying to figure out exactly how I'm wanting them over there. In my head, I had it one way, and then all of a sudden, hey, yeah, I can move them. I was like, cool, crap. Hopefully they'll all fit. That's where I'm at with it right now. Just hoping that I can, what I have in my head, I'm hoping I can kind of lay it out just the same. A little bit of an idea, wanting to kind of do like a U shape, and then however that spans out to where I can maybe put 1 or 2 in the middle there, so that way we got plenty of room to walk around. And then eventually I'm gonna kind of fence it in a little bit, or put something up and around, so that way maybe the deer and all that will stay out of it. That's the main goal. But yeah, we'll just kind of sit back and wait for the neighbors to show up and get all this stuff moved. So we'll catch up with you guys here in a little bit. So we got the neighbor out here moving stuff, so try to get a little bit of video of that. See how well it turns out for me, but we'll keep you all updated as it goes. All right, we got the neighbor. He came over and moved everything around for me. I wasn't too bad. We had a couple that were sticking pretty good. As best laid out, it's laid out as best as we could get it. It was property's a little unlevel, so at one point I actually had to get on this tractor and kind of help level them out a little bit, but we got everything moved around and everything like that, so we got it now where, you know, you can actually kind of get in between each one, and we got to clean up some of these other ones and add some more dirt and whatnot to it. So I got a little bit of cleanup to do over here on where they was at. As you can kind of tell where they was. Not too bad. At least the weed eating aspect of it will be fairly simple this go around. But yeah, like I said, I just got to move these pallets and get the weed eater after this little bushel here and move some wood that was buried underneath a whole bunch of leaves. I got the leaf blower out and started moving all that around and see what the wife thinks, and see about maybe moving some of the stuff that's over there over here. Like we got a picnic table and we got our the framing for our canopy. We got the actual canopy portion of it up put away so that way it don't get tore up. But yeah, that's currently where we're at right now. I'm happy. I'm so glad we got it moved, and now I need to get a T-post hammer. So that way I can start putting in some T-posts and start trying to figure out a way to fence that off so that way the deer and everything like that don't get in there. That was first thing wife said. She was like, well, I guess we get to put up a fence now. I was like, yeah, that's on the list there, so we'll add that in there. So hopefully nothing tears them up. And in the meantime, we had an extra one. It's an empty one, so we're hoping I can move that one by myself or have Jackson help me. It should be pretty light. It's not too bad. We'll get her moved around and situated. May actually end up putting that one on a pallet or something. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. I've got open space, so I don't know what to do right now. I'm so used to it being kind of semi-cluttered up, so it's kind of nice seeing it open. I mean, still got some work to do on it, but I'm glad to see it open. But yeah, sorry I couldn't get much video of us moving that stuff. I tried, but one, my phone started going dead again, and then two, like I said, I was hanging off a side of his tractor trying to keep it level. But no, it was great appreciation from him to come over there and do this for me. He's the one that brought him over the first time, and this was like the only spot that I had readily available. So yeah, he came over, knocked it out. Real cool guy, really like him. Best neighbors in the world. But yeah, we'll keep you guys updated and see where else we kind of move around and see what else we're gonna do today. I'm gonna go take a little bit of a break and sit in the shade, and we'll holler at y'all in a little bit. All right, here we are at the end of the day. Had kids come home from school, so they're out here playing around and everything like that. Their old Jackson. Avery's around here somewhere. You can probably hear him in the background here in a little bit. But, well, I had some stuff I was going to get done and got caught up in a scam call. Very convincing scam call. They told me they was a detective saying I missed a an appearance for jury duty and had me all freaked out and everything like that. So I had to kind of try to resolve that the best I could. Called the county clerk and called, or didn't call, went by the police department and talked to them, which is actually kind of funny because I've met the cop before out and about. We've seen them at the, they do a shop with the cop thing. So I've talked with them before and go in there and I was like, hey, got a call from a Detective Carter. And he was like, really? And sitting there talking with him a little bit, and he was like, yeah. He's like, I talked to the same Detective Carter also. And I was like, oh yeah? He also got the same scam call, but he's a little bit more brazen than I am. And he was like, well, I told him to come pick me up. I was like, well, I didn't know. I was like, he had me convinced pretty good. Luckily, you know, I held off on a lot of the other aspects of it, but he was like, oh yeah, we'll meet in person. We'll get this handled, blah, blah, blah. So long story short, yeah, I almost got scammed. They got me pretty decently, but luckily nothing bad come of it. But it was just kind of funny that the deputy that I talked to, I think he's a lieutenant, he had the exact same call, same detective and everything. So that was pretty funny. So yeah, what I was gonna do this afternoon before the kids got home and everything like that, kind of tore the sails out of that when we were dealing with that portion of the day. So, but we appreciate y'all watching. Sorry it was such a extremely long one. It was a lot of ins and outs and a lot of me just doing all sorts of stuff. So, but yeah, if you wouldn't mind, just like, comment, share, kind of help spread the word a little bit. Been having a good time. Appreciate y'all's comments and everything like that. So we'll go ahead and finish this one up for today. We'll probably end up posting another one this weekend, we're thinking. What is it? Your core? Yeah. Avery says hi. But yeah, we appreciate it and everything like that, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. See you.